I'm Adam Hosselmeyer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My daughter and her friend, they wanted to do a Christmas photo shoot. And while we had some Christmassy props, the shoot kind of turned into a late fall photo shoot. Photo shoots in the fall can be kind of drab and dreary, but I think the photos turned out pretty good, and I wanted to share some of them with you. Please remember that I'm not a pro or anything, but you can leave your constructive criticism in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think so I can improve my photography. We've had just a few locations to go to here in my hometown. I really need to come up with some different spots, so I kind of worn these down, and the photos are getting pretty repetitive. We started at the local Botanical Gardens. I got just a few keepers there. Like I said, in the late fall, things are just kind of drab. So it was a real struggle finding something with good color and good lighting. I think I got some pretty good backlit shots with some greenery. I haven't perfected my backlit photography yet. I really need to try to get some more shots like these so I can be comfortable in these situations, because there is definitely an art to taking a good backlit shot. I really struggle sometimes getting just the right amount of light through, and I wind up blowing out a fair number of pictures. But if you get just the right amount of light in, the results can be stunning. One of the things that I constantly mess up on is capturing motion. I generally just take most of my photos in aperture setting, so I don't mess with shutter speed all that often. It's fine when I would do just like a regular portrait, but I want to do something like capture motion. I usually forget to up the shutter speed, so I'll end up with a lot of blurry photos that don't make much sense. So note to future self, when capturing motion, up the shutter speed. Next, we went to a park area at the university in our hometown. Luckily, everything there was not just a drab brown, so I was able to get a few shots with some good color. There are several ponds on site with some good photo spots where you can catch some reflections, and there's some fountains and other good compositions that have photos stand out a little. Being on campus, there's also several architectural spots, so even if you can't find good colors, you can easily find some good architecture compositions. I usually like to take a good combination of both, but you have to do the best with what you have. And I thought these photos around campus turned out pretty good. I got some good photos around sunset, and I want to talk to you about these set of photos right here for just a second. I recently decided to sell all my Canon equipment and go strictly with Sony. The pictures here are prime examples, is why I decided to stick with just Sony only. As you can see, the before photos I exposed for the background, and the faces were completely blacked out. With the Sony, I was able to recover the shadows to get a photo I was happy with without sacrificing much quality. When I was using the EOS R and try to recover the shadows, noise would immediately be introduced into the photo, rendering it basically useless. But the Sony captures so much information in the shadows, you wouldn't know what the original looked like. It's not only useful for backlit photos such as these, but it's also useful for night photos like we took on our third stop, which was downtown. We thought taking some photos around the Christmas lights would look pretty cool, and most of them did. But most of the lights downtown are set to timers to dance with the songs that are playing, and most of them are blinking on and off, which makes it incredibly hard to get a good photo and to not be overexposed when a light suddenly blinks on. I think we got some good pictures downtown, and again, the dynamic range of the Sony really shined here, as most of the pics I had to bring up the shadows quite a bit to get some keepers. I must admit though, I'm a little bit addicted to getting background lights or bokeh balls into any picture I can. I just love them. For the equipment I use in this photo shoot, I use two cameras. I use the A7 III and the A7R IV. I use a variety of different lenses. I use the Tamron 28-75 and the Tamron 75-180. I also use the Sony 35 1.8 and my favorite portrait lens that I own, the Sony 85 1.8. Although I'd like to upgrade to the 85 1.4, but for now, it'll have to do. That's another factor that kept me with Sony. Because their system is a little older, they offer a broad variety of lenses at different price ranges for us everyday people. Those RF lenses are a lot to ask for an amateur. I mean, wow, them suckers are expensive. Anyway, I wish I'd have brought my MC light with me, just so I could have gotten just a little more light on their faces, and I could have used different colors to have this photo stand out a little bit more. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video today, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any constructive criticisms, let's start our conversation down in the comments section. Thanks for watching.